Dying young is always tragedy, but what is even more painful is dying at the hand of someone you call a sister. This is the heartbreaking story of Wuraola, a bright, beautiful young woman who had just completed her final exams. She had her whole life ahead of her, but just 6 days after her final paper, she was brutally murdered by her own blood sister, by name Joy. Let's take you through a story filled with betrayal, jealousy, and a terrible mistake that ended a young life too soon. Wuraola and Joy were not just cousins, they were like sisters. Their parents had decided that it would be best for them to live together since they had gained admission in the same school, Kwara State Polytechnic. And for years, they were living in peace, going to lectures together, attending church programs, taking selfies, planning their beautiful futures. But all of that peace would be destroyed in one evening. Wuraola was every parent's dream. She was so calm, so respectful, and so smart. She wasn't the loud type, more of the gentle soul who just wanted to graduate, get a good job, and make her family proud. On the 16th of July 2025, she finished her last exam. She was signing out with a big smile on her face. Her friends celebrated her, and she posted on her WhatsApp, posted on her TikTok, this beautiful video you are seeing on the screen. "Finally, I made it through. God did it." That was the caption. When everybody were celebrating with her, no one ever imagined that in 6 days' time, that Wuraola would be gone, and gone forever. On Tuesday, 22nd of July 2025, around 7 p.m., there was this loud argument that broke out from Wuraola and Joy's apartment in Ilorin. It was between both of them, and nobody in the neighborhood knew about what was transpiring. They thought it was just a normal misunderstanding between two sisters, a secret Wuraola had always wanted to keep. Allegedly, she was pregnant for her sister's boyfriend. The moment Joy found out that Wuraola was pregnant, she couldn't contain her anger. According to neighbors, shouting could be heard from their flat. Loud, aggressive, and disturbing shouts, but no one interfered in the fight. Joy felt betrayed by her own blood. She accused Wuraola of sleeping with her man behind her back. No one expected what happened next. In the heat of the fight, Joy reportedly reached out for a pair of scissors, and in the fit of uncontrollable anger, she stabbed Wuraola on her neck. The wound was deep. Blood began pouring out, staining the whole floor. With panic and shock, Joy locked up the door, and she pretended as if nothing happened. Instead of helping her out, Joy stood there. No first aid, no call for help, no mercy. She watched as her cousin sister bleed in pain. Hours passed. Wuraola lay on the floor, barely breathing. Her voice was too weak to even call for help. Then, what seems like a miracle happened. One of her closest friends, worried that she couldn't hear from Wuraola all day, came by the house. She knocked, nobody answered. Then she opened the door and entered the house. What she saw inside made her scream so loud. Wuraola was on the floor, barely conscious, blood everywhere. The friend ran out immediately and called neighbors for help. They rushed in. Some were crying. Some couldn't believe what they were seeing. They thought it was just a normal fight between a sister and a sister. They never knew that the fight took a different turn that was about to take someone's life. Together, they rushed Wuraola to the nearest hospital. At the hospital, doctors immediately called for blood. Wuraola had lost a lot of blood. They needed emergency transfusions. One of her friends, the one that went to the hospital with them, donated some pint of blood. They prepared her for an emergency surgery as the scissors had cut into her major artery in her neck. It was a risky operation, but everyone had hope. She was strong. She had just finished her school. She had dreams, but fate had a different plan. It was unfortunate that she died during the surgery. A young, beautiful woman, gone before her NYSC, before her career, before marriage, because of jealousy, hatred, and betrayal. After the incident, Joy disappeared and fled to God knows where, left Wuraola dying and escaping into the night. Till today, her exact location remains unknown, as no one had heard from her since the incident. The case was reported to the police, and the police are on the lookout, and the family are still shattered. Their daughters were meant to grow old together. Instead, one is in the ground and the other on the run. What a tragic story. This story is not just about Wuraola and Joy. It is about the danger of anger, jealousy, and keeping secret. If only Joy had walked away of the relationship, Wuraola would be alive today. If only she had asked questions. If only Wuraola had opened up earlier to Joy, this whole thing would haven't ended this way. Wuraola's death should not be in vain. Let this story remind us all that one moment of anger can destroy everything that we have ever loved and we have ever labored in this life. May Wuraola's soul rest in peace as she found rest in the Lord, and may justice be served. If this story touched your heart, please like this video and drop a prayer in the comment section. Tell me what you think about this whole story, and subscribe to this channel for more true crime story like this, as I bring true crime stories in this channel every week. Bye for now, and see you in my next shocking story.